Hello, Internet. Been a while since I did one of these, I know. And yes, I am wearing a Team Koscheck t-shirt because I can't wait until next month when Koscheck knocks the fuck out of GSP. But that's next month. Right now, right in front of us is UFC 123, which is it's a decent card. The top two fights make it what it is. And the first fight as well, George Sotiropoulos, Joe Lozon. That's got fight of the night written all over it. Sotiropoulos always sets a fuckified pace on the ground. Lozon is supposed to be a submission artist, which he's not going to submit Sotiropoulos, I don't think. And his cardio is kind of suspect to me because of the Kenny Florian fight where he got winded in the second, got TKO'd. Sotiropoulos hasn't even been close to winning. You know what I'm saying? So I expect Sotiropoulos to control the fight on the ground to the point where Lozon gets tired enough that he gets submitted. So that's my prediction there. Either late in the second or early in the third. George Sotiropoulos by submission. We really need to find a nickname for Sotiropoulos. Because saying Sotiropoulos over and over again is really fucking tiring. Like maybe Sadi? Well, that's kind of dumb. But if we want to get really super gay, we can go with G-Sot. I just hope that don't catch on. Anyway, next fight. Gerald Harris and Maquil Falco. I don't know how the fuck to pronounce his first name. But Falco, anyway. He's the only reason I'm remotely interested in this fight. Gerald Harris I haven't been impressed with at all. He's got some really weird-ass boxing. And despite Rogan's ballyhooing about his wrestling, that hasn't been very impressive either. Falco, on the other hand, always comes out aggressive, looking to fucking throw. But he's usually fighting opponents who are willing to match that aggression. You know what I'm saying? Harris, I expect him to sort of temper Falco's aggression with level changes, threat of a takedown, shit like that. So I expect Harris to get a takedown in the first round. And unfortunately, Falco's gas tank isn't much. So I expect the same thing to happen in the second. Harris gets a takedown, and Falco's going to be so fucking gassed out that Harris will TKO him in the second round. Sort of similar to the way I see the next fight going, Phil Davis and Tim Boetsch. But I expect that one to end earlier. Because Phil Davis, all we've seen him do is manhandle sons of bitches. And throw them around and shit. Whereas Boetsch, all we've seen him do is get fucked up. Like against Matt Hamill, he got out wrestled. Jason Brills even kind of controlled him on the ground. And his last fight against what the fuck is that dude's name? Todd something? Todd? Anyway, it was a shitty fight. A horrible fight. So I think this is the UFC's way of handing Boetsch walking papers, even though he just came off a win. Because Phil Davis this is a lock, I think. He's going to take Boetsch down and beat the piss out of him. Either in the first or the second, but I'm going to go with the first. So Phil Davis TKO. Now moving on to what is the main event as far as I'm concerned. Matt Hughes, BJ Penn 3. If there's a question mark on this card, for me, it's this one. Because the way Penn looked against Frankie Edgar, coupled with the way Hughes has looked in his last handful of fights, you know, with Hughes' momentum and a demoralized Penn, Hughes has a much better chance now than he would have, say, a year ago. You know what I mean? But how is Hughes going to approach this? That's what I'm curious about. Is he going to try to take Penn down? Because honestly, is that a very good idea? I don't think so. But on the other hand, if he tries to stand there and strike with him, I think he's going to get outstruck. So one way or another, I think this is going to go to a decision. But unfortunately, I expect BJ Penn to look really good in the first 2 rounds. But being a Matt Hughes fan, I can't pick against him. It's just I can't do it. So I'm picking Matt Hughes by decision. And I do. It has every chance of happening. Don't get me wrong. I'm just really scared for Hughes because the Penn that we saw fight Frankie Edgar, obviously Frankie Edgar is a completely different opponent, and what Penn needed to do in that fight was a whole other world from what he needs to do in this fight. So I think the crappy showings by Penn against Edgar aren't really indicative of how this fight is going to go. But I'm still calling it Hughes by knee. So, the main event, Lyoto Machida and Rampage Jackson. I got Machida by decision. I think Rampage's power is really getting oversold here. Don't get me wrong, I know he's got fucking power and all, but if he was as badass and as powerful as the UFC hype machine is making him out to be, then he'd be running through sons of bitches, and he hasn't been. He's been decisioning dudes. He couldn't finish Keith Jardine, couldn't finish Rashad, couldn't finish Forrest, couldn't finish Dan Henderson, which that one's nothing to be ashamed of. But if he was as big a monster as everybody talks like, then those fights wouldn't have went that way. Now, on the other hand, you have Lyoto, who's not really a finisher either, except for Rashad, who he knocked out, and Rampage couldn't do that. But Machida has his elusiveness working for him. Rampage is an orthodox boxer and wrestler, which it's not really a new fucking threat level to bring to Machida. Machida's seen this before, and I expect this to go kind of similar to the way his fight with Evans did. But I don't see Jackson getting knocked out because Machida's not going to be able to get to fucking. I hope Machida hurts him. I hope so. I really do, because I can't stand Rampage. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Machida's going to outpoint him and win a decision. So Lyoto Machida by decision on that one. That's it. Like I said, this is a pretty good card. But I'm really looking forward to next month. When all the fucking GSP fans are all butthurt and crying and shit. And I'm going to be laughing my ass off. What I'm sort of worried about, though, is that when Koscheck wins and taunts the crowd, as he's fond of doing, I'm kind of worried about riots. Because GSP is everybody's fucking teddy bear best friend and all of that shit. I hate that fucking guy. Anyway, can't wait to see Koscheck beat the hell out of him. So, that's it. See you next month.